Hello and welcome to another edition of Elections Unlocked, where today we are going to focus on the battle for the national capital. That's right. In the next phase, which is on Saturday, Delhi will be going to the polls, and all 7 seats of Delhi will be at stake in this 6th phase. Remember, in 2019, the BJP swept all the 7 seats of Delhi. This time, the BJP is on one side and the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress have come together. While the Congress has put up candidates in 3 seats, Chandni Chowk, North East and West Delhi, AAP is contesting 4 seats, New Delhi, South East and West Delhi. And remember, we are going to have a big contest in all of these seats, especially the prestigious seat of New Delhi. So as you can see, with all the prime contenders from Rahul Gandhi, Prime Minister Modi and Arvind Kejriwal campaigning fierce and hard across Delhi, all eyes will be on the national capital. Will this be a repeat of 2019, or will we see the winds of change blowing through Delhi? My first guest on the show is the Aam Aadmi Party candidate. It's MLA already from New Delhi. Somnath Bharti joins me. He's the one taking on Basuri Swaraj, the BJP's candidate, daughter of the late Sushma Swaraj. Appreciate your joining us, Somnath Bharti. Am I right to conclude that this election is actually a prelude to the Vidhan Sabha elections to be held a few months from now? Therefore, for the Aam Aadmi Party, at a time when you all are struggling on the legal front, is this almost do or die? Your leadership pushed on the back foot by the Modi government after Mr. Kejriwal was arrested?
There cannot be a better summarization of this election for us. And Rajdeep, we have this knack of catching things in time and explaining things well. You're very much right. This election is very much important from that point of view, because if at all we don't win this election, the Lok Sabha election on all the 7 seats of Delhi, and if India Alliance does not win this election, then Delhi Legislative Assembly, we all fear, will be dissolved for good. And that is why, for the interest of people of Delhi, for the interest of Delhi government, for the interest of democracy, for the interest of constitution, we have to win this election. People will have to vote for our India Alliance. Because we have seen in the past, if you recall, Rajiv ji, 2014, if you recall the manifesto of BJP, that manifesto very much talked about that they will make Delhi a full state. That was their promise to people of Delhi. But forget about making full state. They took away what was already there. They took away anti-corruption branch. I was the law minister then. And then the moment they came to power in 2014, the first thing they did, they took away anti-corruption branch. For what? In order to safeguard the interest of a corrupt constable. Can you imagine? Nobody could imagine this low they will stoop. Second, in 2015, they took away that was an 8 long years. Delhi government fought out in various courts. Finally, on 11th of May 2023, Supreme Court said that control of Delhi government officers must rest with elected CM and not with selected LG. But what they did, just 8 days later, they brought an ordinance. When the Supreme Court was going on vacation at 10 o'clock night, Delhi will never forget that BJP brought an ordinance at 10 o'clock night on the day when Supreme Court was going for vacation to take away control of Delhi government officers, which was given to Delhi CM 8 days before by Supreme Court.
Mr. Bharti, hold on. You're saying to me that if the BJP wins both in Delhi and, of course, at the center in these elections, they will dissolve the assembly and Delhi will have they want to take over Delhi completely. But isn't it true that this election, I repeat, is being fought against the backdrop of your Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal, who's got interim bail in the alleged Delhi liquor scam? Some of your other leaders are in jail. That's why I say, isn't this actually an existential crisis for the survival of AAP? You lose tomorrow, who knows, in the next 6 months, your party could be completely destroyed. and we'll raise questions over the survival of your party. Is this about the survival of AAP? Forget about Delhi itself.
Forget about survival of my party or my leader. This is survival of the country. Survival of all the institutions of India. Whether it be whether it even judiciary or any wing of the government you pick. Every wing today is in a crisis. And that is why I'm saying about survival of Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal. Rajdeep ji, you have been such a veteran journalist. You have seen the world. You have seen all the governments in India. But you will admit, you will agree with me that no government went to spend so low.
Sir, but sir, no, sir, 1 minute. You're blaming the center all the time. But the truth is that the Aam Aadmi Party is also being accused today by its critics of going down to a different level. Look at the entire Swati Maliwal incident. Doesn't that damage your image, particularly in the middle class areas of a constituency like New Delhi, that when one of your MPs alleges that she was assaulted in the Chief Minister's residence, that incident couldn't have come at a worse time for you?
And see, our party has well spoken on this issue. They brought out that what transpired. Tell me, Rajdeep ji, can anybody enter into CM's residence without appointment?
No. The fact is, can anyone be beaten up as she's alleging? Remember, she's your own Rajya Sabha MP who's making this allegation, sir.
What I'm saying, it is all cooked up. It is all manufactured. It is all deliberate. People have seen the video that she was all right. See, in fact, BJP is trying to deflect the country from what they have done to the nation, what they did in Manipur. They could not save a soldier's wife. A soldier's wife was paraded naked. BJP should explain that. BJP should explain Karnataka's MP 3000 sex videos. BJP should explain that women wrestlers had to sit on a dharna, on a protest, to get an FIR lodged against Brij Bhushan Saran Singh. Finally, BJP was so much concerned about women's security and women's safety and women's dignity that they gave final Lok Sabha ticket to Brij Bhushan Saran Singh's son. This is what they do with women's dignity.
Sir, but may I ask you though in conclusion, when I look at, for example, New Delhi, many believe this is a battle, dare I say, between the old order represented by you and the new. You're fighting a 40-year-old Basuri Swaraj, daughter of the late Sushma Swaraj. She's seen to represent the new order in the BJP. She could get the benefit possibly of her family's surname. You, on the other hand, 3-time MLA representing the Aam Aadmi Party. You focusing more on local issues. She's talking national issues. Is it difficult then to take on a debutante, a fresh-faced daughter of one of the more popular politicians the country has seen in recent times?
The very introduction had the answer. This very introduction, because my friends in BJP, I'll tell you, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party supporters, they're going to vote for me. But even the BJP supporters are saying, Somnath ji, we will vote for you because we follow dictates and instructions of Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi. I said, how? They said, Mr. Modi says, don't vote for dynastic politics. So dynastic politics is what getting opposed by BJP. Mr. Modi himself has been advocating that we should oppose dynastic politics. And BJP candidate is sheer product of dynastic politics, number one. Number two, the two tenure given to BJP since 2014, MP candidate of BJP has not even shown the face to the electorates. People trusted them. People gave BJP twice opportunities. I've been MLA of one of the 10 assembly constituencies, of which New Delhi parliamentary constituency consists of. And in my area, people have voted for me 3 times. Each time the margin was bigger than the previous time. 8,000, 16,000, 19,200. Fourth time they gave me all the 3 municipal councillors. I'm from IIT. I left my career. My all friends went abroad to build their careers. I left the career to remain in the country. I got educated at IIT as the taxpayers' money, and hence I committed myself to the nation. I will serve the nation. I'm a lawyer. I have dedicated myself, Rajdeep ji, completely, thoroughly, and I'm promising through your channel to your viewers and to the nation. If any whether it be unemployment, whether it be inflation, whether it be China's aggression, whether it be Pakistan policy, I have well equipped to respond to all the crises which the country may face. And I'm promising through you that in the time to come, when the government, whichever party forms the government at the center, whenever this should be the situation of the country, Somnath Bharti will stand with the decisions which will favor the nation.
Let me leave it there, Somnath Bharti. You're talking tough in that prestigious constituency that you are up against, Basuri Swaraj. Appreciate you joining us. Now, of course, it's not just Somnath Bharti. The other big candidate there from New Delhi is Basuri Swaraj. She's the daughter of Sushma Swaraj, and therefore a lot of attention is being focused on her. My colleague Rahul Kanwal, our news director, caught up with her campaign. Listen in where she talks about her reason for contesting and what she wants to do for the New Delhi constituency.
So RWAs, what can you do? So of what has been done, what more do you hope to get done if you get this opportunity?
So for the RWAs, I tell you, cutting across which RWA it is, budget is always an issue. So we've reserved 25% of the MPLAD fund exclusively for RWAs. It's going to be spent on their recommendations and will be utilized for their needs. So this is something for the RWAs. But as far as if you're asking what is peculiar to Delhi, because Rahul, this is a national elections. Obviously, national issues are going to take precedence. But there's one particular issue which is very peculiar to Delhi and it needs to be addressed. There are many very Jan Kalyanakari, very beneficial yojanas run by the Modi administration which are not implemented in Delhi because the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, Shri Arvind Kejriwal, has disallowed implementation of those schemes in Delhi. For example, Ayushman Bharat. In Ayushman Bharat, the beneficiary gets 5 lakh rupee worth of annual health cover.
वो कहते हैं हम free health care देते हैं सबको.
हाँ, उनका हेल्थ कवर देख लिया ना, नकली दवाइयाँ भी मिलती हैं, उसमें फर्जी पैथोलॉजिकल टेस्ट भी होते हैं, 20,000 से ज्यादा गोस्ट पेशेंट्स भी बनाए जाते हैं. लेकिन आयुष्मान भारत, आई रियली वांट टू कंप्लीट दिस पॉइंट. The fact is that Modi ji has promised that every senior citizen above the age of 70 years of age is going to be brought in within the ambit of Ayushman Bharat. But Delhiites are deprived. So the first thing that I want to do, if I am elected, is ensure that Ayushman Bharat, PM Awas Yojana, all these beneficiary Modi administration schemes are also implemented at Delhi. If that means going and knocking on the court's door, then so be it.
Do you think that because Arvind Kejriwal was put in jail, he's now been released on interim bail, allowed to campaign, it gives him the sympathy factor here in New Delhi? He is Chief Minister 2 times over, won by a big mandate. Are you concerned about the sympathy factor working against you in your constituency?
No, not at all. Because one, Mr. Kejriwal had campaigned in 2014 as well as in 2019. But the result is there before everyone to see. And I know that the people of Delhi are going to ensure that there's a hack trick this time as well. 7 में से 7 सीट भाजपा की झोली में आने वाली है. रही बात उनके इंटरिम बेल की, इसका अर्थ ये नहीं है कि वो निर्दोष हैं. इंटरिम बेल का अर्थ बस ये है कि वो 2 हफ्ते के लिए कैंपेन के लिए आए हैं. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी बोल दिया है कि 2 जून को आपको सरेंडर करना है. एंड इंटरेस्टिंगली खुद अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने अपनी अर्जी में लिखा ही नहीं, उन्होंने दलील ही नहीं ली कि वो निर्दोष हैं. High Court is very clear that Mr. Kejriwal was involved in his personal capacity in taking kickbacks worth crores of rupees in the liquor scam, and therefore his arrest was legal. The people, the electorate of Delhi is very smart.
Let's turn to another star candidate of Delhi, and remember, he made the headlines a few years ago as a student union leader in JNU. He's one of the more articulate politicians of the country, certainly one of the more combative. Kanhaiya Kumar is contesting from Northeast Delhi as a Congress candidate. And remember, the Congress is in alliance now with the Aam Aadmi Party. How is that alliance going to work on the ground? Rahul Kanwal caught up with him again on the campaign trail. Listen to an excerpt from the interview with the Delhi star candidate of the India bloc.
I want to show our viewers that campaign poster at the back. So let's start from there. You see Sonia Gandhi, then there's Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi, and then there's one cutout that's been put artificially next to Gopal Rai. That's because that's Devendra Yadav is the working president of the Congress in Delhi. वो इसलिए आए क्योंकि जिनका चेहरा इसके पीछे होगा मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली अरविंदर लवली का, वो आपके चक्कर में छोड़ के भाग गए. कहते हैं बाहरियों को टिकट देती, हमें नहीं लड़ना भाई, हम तो बीजेपी वापस जा रहे हैं.
नहीं, हमारे चक्कर में क्यों छोड़ करके भागेंगे? ठीक है, हमारे चक्कर में छोड़ के तब भागते ना जब सिर्फ हम कांग्रेस पार्टी होते. हम तो सिर्फ कांग्रेस पार्टी नहीं है, करोड़ों लोगों ने वोट दिया है, लाखों कार्यकर्ता है, हजारों नेता हैं, तो जो है सिर्फ एक व्यक्ति के लिए पार्टी थोड़ी छोड़ दिया है.
कहते हैं कि आप
अच्छा, इससे पहले जब छोड़े थे तब तो हम नहीं थे कांग्रेस पार्टी.
डबल हो गया उनका, 2 बार छोड़ गए.
तो तब तो हम नहीं थे ना पार्टी में. तो जिसको छोड़ना होता है वो छोड़ते हैं, छोड़ने के अपने कारण होते हैं. कई बार जो है
पर कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता क्या इस बात से नाराज है यहाँ पे कि जैसे उदित राज हैं, आप हैं, बाहर के लोगों को टिकट मिल रही है, संदीप दीक्षित, अरविंदर लवली, कई सारे लोकल कैंडिडेट्स थे जिनको.
कार्यकर्ता नाराज नहीं है. आप कैंपेन में चलेंगे तो हम आपको दिखाएंगे कि यहाँ के जो है लोकल सारे जो लीडर हैं, वर्कर हैं, वो चुनाव में लगे हुए हैं, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, काम कर रहे हैं. होता क्या है कि एक ही सीट पे कई दावेदार होते हैं. जब मिलना तो किसी एक को है, तो जिसको मिला है उसके बाद जिनको नहीं मिला है उनके मन में थोड़ी सी जो है थोड़ा रोष हो सकता है. लेकिन मैं नहीं समझता हूँ कि पार्टी छोड़ने का निर्णय जो है ना वो इस आधार पे लिया जाता है. इसकी कोई और वजह हो.
आपको क्या लग रहा है, पैसा वैसा मिला उनको?
नहीं, मुझे नहीं पता है.
ऐसे ही आप छोड़ रहे हैं कुछ?
नहीं, हम कुछ छोड़ नहीं रहे हैं. हम ये कह रहे हैं कि मेरी वजह से छोड़ते तो मैं तो अभी पार्टी में हूँ, वो तो इससे पहले ही छोड़ के चले.
चलिए आइए आपका कैंपेन देखा जाए. कांग्रेस की तो स्थिति आजकल का नहीं है, बहुत खराब है. आपको लग रहा है कुछ आप योगदान दे पाएंगे इस पार्टी को फिर से खड़ा करने में, क्योंकि ये तो एकदम डूबती ही जा रही है?
नहीं, मेरा ये प्रश्न है कि ये तो भाजपा का नैरेटिव है. भाजपा
नहीं, मैं तो वोट शेयर देख के बता रहा हूँ.
नहीं, वोट शेयर देख करके आप अगर बता रहे हैं तो आप मुझे बताइए कि देश की सबसे बड़ी विपक्षी पार्टी कौन सी है? कांग्रेस. तो ये नैरेटिव बीजेपी एक्चुअली चला रही है.
नहीं, पर किस तरह का विपक्ष? मजबूत विपक्ष या बहुत कमजोर विपक्ष? जितनी उनकी स्थिति है वोट शेयर में तो बहुत ही कमजोर विपक्ष है, ऑलमोस्ट आधी है बीजेपी के.
विपक्ष का काम है विकल्प देना, विकल्प चुनना जनता का काम है. हम विकल्प के तौर पे खड़े हैं, चुनने का काम जनता का है. और यह बात मेरा इस पर सिंपल ये है कि अगर कांग्रेस इतनी कमजोर है तो प्रधानमंत्री को क्या जरूरत पड़ी है कांग्रेस के घोषणा पत्र के बारे में बात करने की?
क्योंकि विपक्षी पार्टी तो वही है, तो कांग्रेस की शक्ल दिखाओ, अपने लिए वोट मांगो.
फिर अपना घोषणा पत्र क्यों नहीं बताते हैं? इस बार आया भी है कि नहीं?
आया तो है संकल्प पत्र.
क्या है उसका मुख्य बात?
नहीं, वो बहुत कंटिन्यूटी की बात कर रहे हैं, ग्रोथ की बात कर रहे हैं, स्टेबिलिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, मजबूत नेता की बात.
हम कह रहे हैं कि महिलाओं को 1 लाख रुपया देंगे, 8,500 महीना देंगे, युवाओं को 1 लाख की नौकरी देंगे, 30 लाख जो है पद भरेंगे, किसानों के लिए जो है MSP के कानून की गारंटी करेंगे. ऐसा कोई एक चीज आप बताइए.
लोग यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड की बात कर रहे हैं कि उनके लिए इस बार यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड आइडियोलॉजिकल एजेंडा.
बेरोजगारी की बात नहीं,
उन्होंने उसकी भी बात की है, कई सारी
बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो देश में जो सबसे ज्यादा बेरोजगारी है उसके लिए उन्होंने क्या कहा है? जो उन्होंने कहा था कि हर साल 2 करोड़ नौकरी मिलेगी, तो जो है 10 साल में 20 करोड़ नौकरी होना था, तो उस पे उनका क्या कहना है?
नहीं, जहाँ तक इस नौकरी का सवाल है, कल हमने पीएम से ये सवाल पूछा भी, लेकिन कुल मिला के स्थिति ये है कि लोग आपकी बातें सुन रहे हैं और बीजेपी की बातें सुन रहे हैं. उनको फिलहाल ये लग रहा है कि जो बीजेपी के वायदे हैं या जो उनके आश्वासन है उनमें ज्यादा दम है.
नहीं, यही नैरेटिव है. मैं कह रहा हूँ अगर उनके आश्वासन में दम है.
सर, अभी हाल में हिंदी हार्टलैंड में 3 स्टेट्स वो जीते, नैरेटिव नहीं, आंकड़ों की हकीकत
है. सर, आंकड़ों की हकीकत है कि उनसे 9,000 ज्यादा वोट आया हमको. ये भी तो आंकड़े की हकीकत है. 9,000 ज्यादा वोट आया ना. मेरा एक लॉजिकल क्वेश्चन है कि अगर उनके घोषणा पत्र में दम है तो अपना घोषणा पत्र छोड़ करके हमारे घोषणा पत्र की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं?
Okay, we've heard from some of the star candidates that the 3 main parties here in Delhi have, but the truth is, on the ground, voters have other concerns. Remember, parts of the national capital of this country still struggle with basic amenities, roads, water, at times even electricity. People living in Delhi's urban slum clusters are fighting a daily battle for survival. Some of them say they've lost hope. Some are upset with the BJP Sarkar. Others blame the Aam Aadmi Party. At the end of the day, they really are the voters who will matter, those who live in the slum clusters of Delhi. Sneha Mordani with today's ground report.
Beyond the wide roads, new flyovers and swanky buildings, the Central Vista projects in the national capital, there is a Delhi which struggles with the basic amenities of Bijli, Sadak, Pani. and the people in these urban slum clusters are perhaps the most disillusioned. These Lok Sabha elections, the slum vote in Delhi could possibly be the game changer. These slums are underbelly of the thriving metropolis, and inhabitants here are keen to vote on issues of unemployment, water scarcity and lack of toilets. Over 20 lakh people and more than 675 clusters in Delhi struggle to stay afloat. Some are upset with the central government led by the BJP for not delivering on the promises of employment and dealing with inflation.
किसी सुबह वोट करे पीछे बस्ती में कुछ दिन पहले पानी जमा हो गया था, ठीक है, एक बच्चे का डेथ हो गया करंट लग के, ठीक है, बोला यहाँ नाला बन जाएगा, सीवर बन जाएगा, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ।
रोजगार हम लोग खत्म है, बिल्कुल भी रोजगार
1200 मिलेगा तो क्या हम उसको वोट करेंगे?
This particular slum cluster is dotted with symbolism of how there has been success in terms of completion of the Ram Mandir. However, when you look at development of Vikas, there is a lot that is left to be done in this particular slum cluster in Delhi city.
नहीं तो शौचालय का सुविधा है, नहीं पानी का सुविधा है, नहीं पानी बहाने का सुविधा है। बता, जब हमारे को नहीं देखभाल करेंगे तो हम किसको वोट देंगे? किसी को नहीं देंगे।
शौचालय में पानी महिला अपना हाथों से डब्बा से लेके जाता है पानी के लिए।
हमें बताओ, नलके तो है पीने के लिए, उसमें पानी नहीं आता, और क्या बताओ?
In New Delhi, Sneha Mordani for India Today TV.
That's all that we had time for in this Battle for Delhi special on Elections Unlocked. We'll wait and see how the country's Rajdhani votes on Saturday. For now, news and updates continue on the other side of the break. Keep watching India Today. Namaskar.